EM asks, how do you feel about all the, quote, heresy hunter ministries who only produce content pointing out the error of other ministries? EM, I'm so glad you asked this question. This is my biggest gripe. Well, I don't know if it's my biggest. This is one of my biggest gripes with the Christian YouTubeosphere. One of the things I think is so wrong with our culture, the age of social media, is that controversy and antagonism and owning the other side is what generates clicks. It generates views. It generates traffic. That in turn is good for advertisers. So you are incentivized by YouTube and any other. I'm not picking on YouTube because YouTube actually, I think, does a pretty good job about not leaning into this as much. From what I've seen, I could be wrong. They incentivize outrage. So if I post a video and it's got me because faces and thumbnails always get more traffic. Like I forgot the study, but like if you have a face in your thumbnail, you will get more clicks. So a face where somebody's going like, or making some ridiculous over the top face. I've done one or two just as like a tongue in cheek thing before, but making that kind of thing or, just these over the top, and then something that they're attacking or something that they're like, beware or fall, that kind of thing, that will get more traffic than if you made the exact same video with just a, standard like, hey, I'm going to point out the error in this. So because of that, it incentivizes it. And that means that there is a lot of that on YouTube. Heresy hunters get clicks. Heresy hunters get their videos shared. And especially if it's quick, if it's like TikTok link or length or long enough to go in a Reels or something that's easily shareable, it gets the drama going. And I don't think it's always wrong. I think some heresy does need to be called. Like I openly call out prosperity gospel. I applaud Mike Winger for his takedowns on Benny Hinn. I think he's doing the Lord's work. I think Benny Hinn's doing the devil's work. So there are some things that do need to be called out. But when that's your whole thing, when your whole ministry is pointing out what's wrong with everybody else, I don't see a biblical balance there. I don't see much fruit of the Spirit, at least in the ministry as it's being presented. And it's just something that I don't like. I don't think it's healthy spiritually. So you will see Disciple Dojo videos where we do call some things out. There are some things that do need to be called out. Paul would straight up name people. There's a reason nobody names their child Diotrephes. Like in the New Testament, Paul would be like, hey, when I come, or I think it might have been John. I might be confusing like second or third John. But regardless, there's a reason that some names aren't very popular because they got called out in the New Testament. So I don't think it's always wrong. But when you look at your digital footprint, is that what your fruit is characterized by? So Disciple Dojo, I try to put out more positive content. And by positive, I don't mean cheery or uplifting, because that can be just as clickbaity as well. Like those people that go give stuff to homeless people or do something nice with a camera and then it goes viral and it's just, it's just gross. But what I mean by positive content is content that is putting forward something like, hey, this is what Scripture is teaching. This is what it's for. This is a good thing, like the real thing, instead of focusing on, hey, here are all the counterfeit things. So I don't like heresy hunter ministries. I think every ministry at times may have to address heresy, but like I'll give you an example and I'll name a name, Pulpit and Pen. I think Pulpit and Pen is a website that is gutter because all it does is just viciously denounce everybody who doesn't believe exactly what whoever runs that thing believes. So that's one, when somebody shares something from that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to tune that one out. I don't care. Or there are a few others. I don't debate whether I should name names because I kind of want to steer people away from them. But then I know the irony of me saying, talking about heresy hunters, and then I go name names about, these are the people doing it wrong. It's kind of a catch-22. So look for what people are producing that's like the positive of the gospel. And do they just address heresy when they need to? Versus, is their identity a heresy hunter? Long-winded way to answer the question.